A couple's paddleboarding trip from a luxury resort turns into a nightmare as a shark crashes through the surface of the ocean, sending one of them tumbling into the sea. But will they be able to climb out of the water before the shark comes back for more? Hit like and subscribe. This is Fierce. 44-year-old Lauren Erickson Van Wart had graduated from the University of Pittsburgh in 2002 with a triple major in mathematics, English literature, and economics. Now she worked in Boston for Curriculum Associates. She was a math editor, providing resources to teachers, and had worked nearly 2 decades in educational publishing. But as well as her academic achievements, Lauren also loved the great outdoors. She was an avid runner, often venturing out with her husband of 13 years, Ernest, and their beloved dog. She was an adventurous young woman who was always keen to try new things. In 2023, Lauren and Ernest planned a vacation for the winter break. They were looking for some sunshine and warmth amid Boston's freezing winter months, something to break up the cold, dark days and nights. They opted for the Bahamas, just a short distance off the Florida coastline. It offered a tropical climate and white, flowery sand beaches over the festive period. But the Bahamas is also famed for something else. It's a hotspot for sharks. In fact, in 2011, the first shark sanctuary in the Atlantic Ocean was formed there. More than 40 species of shark frequent the waters, and this attracts nature enthusiasts and divers from all over the world. There are countless opportunities to dive with the marine predators in the pristine waters, and the country brings in more than $100 million from shark tourism. Some shark guides even go as far as to say that some areas within the Bahamas offer safe shark encounters. But, as everyone knows, sometimes people mixed with sharks spells disaster. It was the first full day of the couple's holiday. They had an entire week to look forward to. When they touched down on the island, they had made their way to the Sandals Royal Bahamian Resort on Cable Beach in western New Providence. It was a 5-star luxury resort, set on an immaculate white beach, surrounded by turquoise blue water. The hotel was picture perfect. Now, on the morning of December 4th, 2023, Lauren and Ernest decided to take advantage of some of the hotel's inclusive activities. They walked down the beach to where a line of paddleboards lay, propped up along the powdery sand. After signing a sheet of paper, the two dragged their boards into the water and climbed on. They pulled themselves across the bay and out toward the open sea. It was a cloudy day, but the sea was perfectly calm. All that was about to change. Unbeknownst to the couple, the further they paddled from the shore, the closer they were heading toward an enormous predator. It swam slowly yet deliberately below the surface. It was an opportunistic hunter and always on the lookout for an easy meal. With shark tourism so popular in the Bahamas, some experts say that the sharks have lost their natural fear of humans. Many attacks are unintentional, but some are clearly deliberate, and humans are singled out as food. In more recent years, the Bahamas has one of the highest rates of shark attacks in the world. When Lauren and Ernest reached about 3/4 of a mile from the shore, they decided to head back around. It was at that exact moment that the predator from beneath chose to strike. It torpedoed up through the water column, up toward the silhouetted outline of Lauren's paddleboard. With millions of years of hunting instinct packed into a powerful and muscular body, some species of shark are masters of surprise attacks. They knock into their prey, disorienting them, sometimes breaking bones and sending them flying through the air. Then, when the prey falls back into the water, they take a lethal bite. Ernest looked over his shoulder as an enormous gray head crashed through the sea surface directly underneath Lauren's paddleboard. It was the stuff of nightmares. Ernest saw Lauren smack back down into the water. A split second later, she bobbed back up, coughing and sputtering, as she tried to make sense of what had just happened. It felt as though she had been hit by a truck, but there was more to come, and Ernest knew she was in trouble. Now, as he swiftly turned his paddleboard back around and began frantically paddling toward Lauren, He saw an enormous dark shadow coming up to the surface once more. He implored Lauren to pull herself out of the water, but in a matter of seconds, the shark had circled back around and darted at her from beneath. Lauren screamed when the shark wrapped its jaws around her side and clamped down with such ferocity that all Lauren could do was gasp. It crushed her torso, tearing through skin, muscle, and bone. Lauren was thrown from side to side as the shark shook its head. The couple's screams were heard by other holidaymakers on the beach. They looked out over the water. Terror gripped them as they realized what was happening. The water was bubbling and boiling. There was frantic splashing, and they saw the gray body of the shark arch out of the water as it rolled Lauren over. The lifeguard on duty at a nearby resort leapt to action. He powered toward the distressed couple, and without hesitating, he leaned over and pulled Lauren from the water. The shark was circling. It was coming back for more. But Lauren was pulled from the water, and seconds later, so was Ernest. When he looked down at his wife of 13 years, he could see that she was almost gone. She had lost so much blood in such a short space of time. She had a massive gash out of the right side of her body. Her right arm and hip were also severely lacerated. Ernest held on to her, trying to keep her awake, but she had already lost consciousness. When she stopped breathing, he began performing CPR. They made it to the beach where an ambulance was already waiting, and Lauren was rushed into it on a stretcher. But it was too late. She was gone. The attack had been too brutal and too devastating. There was nothing Ernest could have done. It was the most tragic end to their vacation imaginable. Something that they have been looking forward to for months had ended in disaster. When news broke of Lauren's passing, her friends, family, and colleagues were in shock. From the massive outpouring of grief, it was clear that Lauren meant so much to so many people. Even her neighbors in Lowell, where Lauren had lived for more than a decade, recalled how friendly and neighborly Lauren was. She would always wave and say hello when she walked her dog, a broad smile across her face. On Saturday, February 3, 2024, a memorial was held for Lauren in Massachusetts. The family requested that people attending wore a stylish hat in her honor, something Lauren was known for. Shark attacks are still incredibly rare, given how many people swim in the sea. Even in the Bahamas, where there is an abundance of sharks, relatively few incidents occur. In 2023, there were 14 confirmed shark-related fatalities in the entire world. Tragically, Lauren was one of them.